It was, man, so many different things to talk about.
Wild Sunday, wasn't it?
It really was. And the thing that I guess, we talk about a lot of stuff on here, and I'm not going to rub it in and tell you I told you so, but I told you so.
Boy.
I know Rob G was like, please. I know we don't want to say.
Wait, which did you tell us? Which one did you tell us?
The Chiefs would be eliminated.
Okay, you did get that one right.
Okay. That the Lions would lose and that they won't make the playoffs, and now they're
still out there. But it's scarce. I ain't going to lie.
Okay. It's
shooketh.
Big time. Rivers throws that pick at the end of the game, right? They lose, and I don't care what anybody says. Oh, well, he's 44. He didn't look that bad. No. Seattle had 6 field goals, like, at home, no touchdowns, and you didn't win that game? No. That's a bad loss for the Colts. I don't care what anybody tries to sell you on that. So I'm not having it. Shador has the 3 interceptions. Didn't play well, right? Can you say that?
No,
did not play well. And the Ravens win big. 24-0.
I know I would expect them to lose.
But that was a big game, just the way that they played and whatnot. And then last but not least, Matthew Stafford, to me, dropped in the MVP race because Josh Allen turned in another. We'll
talk about that.
3 performances. But this is the last thing, and we're going to get into it.
Any energy in your legs?
No. I want to say this, though, real quick. And I know people, I'm dead serious about this. You probably heard a lot of radio today and a lot of people talking and people writing off the Chiefs and all this other stuff. But anybody can do reactionary radio. Anybody. After the fact. And that's what I think we pride ourselves on this show. Is giving you some insight. That's why you listen to The Odd Couple. You know there was things that went on in the games on Sunday. And what'd you say? When the Chiefs were eliminated. Rob said that.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's I had people tweet me, tell me, that was the first thing I thought about. Because you heard it here. We talk about these things. We didn't talk about it just when they started losing. Kelvin, this was last year. Am I right? When they were winning all the games, I was telling you about some of this stuff. But anyway, make sure you listen to a radio show that's going to give you some insight and not just react to when things happen, good or bad. Anybody can do that. That's not what we do here. We appreciate you. Make sure people aren't taking you for granted and not giving you what you really look for in a radio show, and that's what we do here. All right, let's do this. Rob G. I know everybody's talking about Patrick Mahomes and, he's Tom Brady. And
you ain't gonna wish him well wishes?
Yeah, of course. I've never wished anything bad on Patrick Mahomes. That's
just
not
to lose, but not him, the person.
For him to be injured? No. I wasn't looking for that. But Rob G., a lot of people are trying to make the parallel like, this would happen to Tom Brady, and then they were off for a while, 9 years, 9 seasons, then they came back and had a second run.
Well, they're making that comparison for good reason, Rob, because just for context, we mentioned yesterday, Patrick Mahomes suffered a torn ACL yesterday in their, we'll call it season-ending loss because they're out of the postseason contention. Their season's over for them.
Even though all these analysts were on TV talking about they were going to run the table. But that's another story.
Expected recovery timeline is 9 to 12 months, so his start of next season is in jeopardy as well. But the reason why they're bringing up the Tom Brady reference is because Tom Brady suffered his torn ACL at almost the exact same time in his career as Patrick Mahomes did. Start number 111 for Tom Brady, start number 126 Patrick Mahomes. Both of them in their ninth season missed the playoffs entirely. And then the rest was history with Tom Brady.
Here's the difference. There is no comparison. I sit here very confidently today in saying that Patrick Mahomes will not win again. He is not the Tom Brady scenario that we saw who went 9 years. Remember, there's a lot of things here with the Chiefs that I'm not buying.
Okay.
To make it equal.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick wasn't going anywhere when that happened. Andy Reid, 68 years old, a pork chop away from not being the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm just saying.
Stop. The funniest thing, people put like voodoo on somebody.
No,
you put pork chops on people.
I'm just saying. A Hall of Fame tight end and Kelsey's going to retire.
That's
Come on,
true.
right? They're going to lose that. And then Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady wasn't going down in his skill set or his numbers. Go look. Patrick Mahomes has regressed for 2 years. And have you looked at him size-wise? He's got the dad bod. I'm serious. Like, he's put, right? Would you say that? He's put
Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's never been,
he was never svelte.
never ripped up.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying. So I'm not buying that this is the same scenario and they're going to have a break and then come back and win. And the last part that people leave out on the Patriots in their second run was the cheating. Are they going to cheat like the Patriots? So they could lose their coach, Hall of Fame tight end. Patrick Mahomes has regressed the last 2 years. And are they going to revert to cheating, which is what saved Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and the Patriots? I'm out on the Chiefs. I sit here confidently in saying Patrick Mahomes is done in the championship-winning business.
First, I will say, you called the Chiefs not making the postseason, so you get dap from me. I'll give you dap on that. The reason why I didn't think they would be 15-2 because I thought they would lose close games in comparison to what they did last year, not be 1-7 in those, right? So you split the difference. Maybe they're 5-2. What is that? 7, 8, 5-3. Okay, that changes the course of everything for them. They're in the postseason. They're not as great as they were record-wise last year, but they're in postseason. So I didn't see that coming. Here's where I disagree with you, and I think they found themselves in a question of moving forward. He's going to be gone potentially 9 months to a year. We'll see how that works out. I do agree, Andy Reid. What does this mean? Are you ticked off? Is this a comeback? Let me find that second win. Is this a look? We had a run. That's all I'm about to say. We've had a great run, whether it's himself saying I'm retiring or if it's the organization saying, hey, man, we had a heck of a run. We're glad you brought you in. It worked out. Go ahead, enjoy the rest of your life. So that will be left to see in the next year or so. I don't think it happens immediately, but the next year or two, we'll see what happens there. Travis Kelce, obviously, go ahead, bro. It's time to retire. Go ahead and live a good life.
You got a good life ahead of you.
Go ahead, marry her up, get
right.
her pregnant. Go ahead, live your life. I'm sure you'll be in movies. You'll be on TV. You'll be all that good stuff. Now the question becomes, will the Patrick Mahomes era with the Chiefs be more like the Dallas Cowboys of the 90s or the Tom Brady, as you just referenced, with the Patriots? Will they win 3 of 5? That whole thing. They went to a bunch, but will they win 3 and 5 like the 90s? Have stars. We remember them. We think of them fondly. Oh, man, the Cowboys of the 90s were a big team. Andy Reid, Jim Johnson, Emmitt Smith.
Ain't won since.
Will they be that version, or will they be more like the Patriots? Get that 8-year, 9-year lull in between, refurbish, get the thing going back again. And I thought about it, and I think what the Patriots were able to do was absolutely ridiculous and maybe won't be done for another 40, 50 years.
But you do acknowledge the cheating part.
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay.
I mean, they found a way to have things in their favor. You're filming stuff. You got deflating balls when nobody else is doing stuff.
You got defensive signals.
They're doing, without a doubt. And I thought about it because I talked about it with Rob G. And I said, man, will they be like the Patriots or Cowboys? And you know what I came up with? They're going to end up, he being Patrick Mahomes, be more like John Elway. I think, meaning he won't go to 4, 5, 6 more later like a Brady, but I think he'll be able to get another one and maybe go to 1 or 2 more like John Elway did, because I think the onus will now be on the Chiefs. Can he get more players? Can he get his Devontae Adams? Can he get the big name guys? Can they get a running back with the big name? Can they start to rely on him? If you look at a guy like Peyton Manning, was putting up crazy historic numbers for years. Peyton Manning had Edgerrin James, Reggie Wayne. He had Marvin Harrison. He had tight end Dallas Clark, meaning he had a bunch of great guys in their prime. Can Patrick Mahomes for maybe 2 or 3 years flounder around a little bit, then they retool him with that, and next thing you know, he's making a John Elway like where I have my Terrell Davis, I have my Rod, what was his name, the receiver, I forgot his name, but Rod Smith, Ed McCaffrey. I got Shannon Sharp. I got a great defense. Will he have those things where he can get off and get a couple more? Can he be Peyton Manning with the Broncos? Point being, guys can get some at the end where they don't have to be everything. That's what I think is going to happen. I agree it won't be a Patriot, run off another bunch of Super Bowl titles, but I think he can get a John Elway 1 or 2 once they build around him, and he's not everything. And I think that'll be more likely to me.
Here's the last piece. Look at all the young quarterbacks in the AFC too. Like there's a ton of guys that are in the way as they try to retool.
I don't disagree with that.
And that Tom Brady did not have that. Like not.
Hold on, let me think. Hold on.
He had Peyton Manning, but that was it. I'm serious. That was his.
Don't disrespect old man Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger.
No. It ain't the same.
Who
as,
else he had back
But
then?
none of these guys have eaten or tasted a championship, and once they do, you never know what happened. But all right.
All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.